So my name is Val O'Brien. I live up in Cleveland, but I run a ministry called Aspen Ministry. But the best part of Aspen Ministry, in my opinion, is a project that we are doing right now called 10,000 Questions. So what we are doing is going all over the country and collecting a literal 10,000 questions from any student aged 12 to 19 years old. So you guys are in that category, right? You are, right? Right? Yeah. Sixth grade through eighth grade, right? Okay, cool. Okay, perfect. You guys are just who we need then. So we're doing this project, and what we're doing is we're collecting questions about God, faith, and life. And we want to start to answer those questions in ways that resonate with the heart of the next generation of you guys and show them the goodness of Jesus. So we have collected about almost 3,000 questions so far. And tonight, you guys get to ask some of your questions, and you guys get to be a part of this huge project that we're running. So everything that we do tonight is completely anonymous. That's really important to me. Every question that you ask is going to be anonymous. But some of your leaders are going to be answering some of the questions too. So we're going to, hopefully, you guys will ask way more questions than we have time to answer tonight. But we're going to try to go fast and answer as many as we possibly can. So you can ask any question about God, faith, and life. There's a piece of paper in front of you, and we're going to do it in two ways. But first, what keeps us from asking questions? So just raise your hand. So I'm not even talking about like deep questions. I'm not talking about like deep questions about God or something like that. Like just in like math class or like to your parents or to your coach. Like what keeps us from asking questions? Yeah. Yeah, fear of getting ridiculed. Why would someone ridicule you for asking a question? Yeah. Someone, it might be a wrong answer. Wait, someone had their hand up here. I think it was you. He said, okay, why would you be ridiculed?
Because, like, certain questions, maybe people get offended by questions.
Yeah, sometimes people might be offended by your question. Whew, that's a good one. That's a really good answer. What else? What else might keep us from asking questions? Yeah. Stage fright. Okay, wait, say more. About what? That's it. Like you're afraid, you don't like people looking at you. Is that what you mean?
Well, yeah, stage fright.
Yeah.
Kids are afraid to like talk in big groups.
Yeah.
Just be on stage in general.
Yeah. So you might just not want to like shout out the answer and be like, oh, everyone's looking at me. I don't know what to say anymore. Okay, wait. In the tech booth, I saw. No. Okay. Wait. Why else? Why do we not ask her? What keeps us from asking questions? Yeah. Oh, because it might be wrong. Yeah. Absolutely. It might be like just off base, something like that. Totally. Great answer. Wait. Any of my other girls? Where are my girls at? We had some. What keeps us from asking questions? Oh, we do have one in the back. Yeah, go ahead. Yes. Oh, that happens. Isn't that kind of annoying when that happens in class? It is a little bit annoying where you're like, hello, where were you 20 minutes ago? Yeah. And you're afraid of being that person because you know you zoned out like half an hour earlier. Anything else? Yeah. Yeah, maybe you're the only one. And then you're looking around like, oh, sorry. Yeah, wait, did you have another one? Yeah. Guys, these are great answers. Really, really good answers. At the heart of a lot of these things. Oh, wait, do you have one more? That's okay. Okay, if you think of it, you can re-raise your hand. A lot of times, what's at the heart of it is some kind of fear, right? Like some sort of fear, either that our question isn't going to make sense to anyone, or we're afraid, or something like that. Or sometimes we're even afraid of what the answer is going to be. Has anyone ever been afraid of the answer? So they're like, I'm just not going to ask. Yeah. Sometimes we're afraid of what the answer is going to be, so we're like, just forget it. But some of those fears are legitimate, because people in our school, they might be mean. They might make fun of you. They might say like, hello, they asked that 10 minutes ago, or something like that. But one thing that I want you guys to remember, if you remember nothing else from tonight, is that God is not afraid of your questions. You don't have to be afraid to ask your hardest questions to God. And whether that is something that you need to hear tonight before you ask the questions you're going to ask, or whether that is something that you pull out of your memory from tonight in 20 years when maybe life is hard and you have some really hard questions, I want each one of you to remember that God is not afraid of even your hardest questions. And the reason I know that is because all through the beginning of the New Testament and the story of Jesus, we see people coming to Jesus with really, really hard, serious questions. And he does not turn the sincere questions away. He loves to talk to people at their questions, even crazy questions, even really, really hard questions. And he actually tells them, he always is thanking them. And one of my favorite stories of John the Baptist comes in with a really hard question. And instead of being embarrassed and being like, I'm really sorry, he's fine, don't worry about his hard question, he's just having a hard day. Instead of something like that, he actually says, of men born of women, there is no one greater than John the Baptist, and you can be like him. So if we know that Jesus is not afraid of our hard questions, then we don't have to be afraid of our hard questions either. And so that is what tonight is all about. So maybe you do have questions. Maybe you think about questions a lot, or the harder things of life, about God, faith, and life. Maybe you have questions when you're here at midweek, or maybe when you go to church. Or maybe you hear weird things at school and you're like, I kind of have a question about that. Maybe you go to Christian school and you have questions. Maybe you go just to a public school or homeschooled and you have questions. Maybe you're like, I don't have any questions. What are you talking about? And that's fine too. You don't have to submit any tonight. But you all have a piece of paper in front of you, like this, that says, I've got questions. Now, here's one important thing. You guys are going to use your phones tonight. So here there's a little link to our Instagram account. So in the next 3 months, right when you guys are getting done with school, which is closer than we think, we're going to start releasing podcasts that are going to be answering your questions. And you'll be able to watch those on YouTube or just on your phone. And you'll be able to watch on social media little short video clips of questions that you guys and other young people have asked and the answers. So the best way to do that, it's not ready yet, but the best way to find us is following us on Instagram there. So that's a little QR code for you. But on this piece of paper, you can write any question you want. Maybe you have a more personal question you want to write it on here. Please do. I'm going to see them. But other than that, we're going to put some questions. You guys are going to be able to text them in. They're going to be on the screen. And then you'll get to vote on each other's questions. And they're going to rearrange on the screen based on how many votes they have. And whatever questions have the most votes, we're going to answer some of those questions live. So are you guys ready for this? Are you ready? So there's going to be some different prompts. Yeah? Oh, the clap that we're ready. The first one that we're going to do, just so you guys can see how the whole thing works on the screen, we're going to ask some questions of Johnny. So if you want to get out your phone, and if you don't have a phone, we have some lovely leaders here in the back positioned. Wait, can you raise your hand if you have an iPad? Yeah, cool. So there's some iPads. So if you want to ask a question, you can either just raise your hand, wave one of them over, or you can run to the back and you can type it in. That's great. You're welcome to do that. Or there's some other leaders and they have phones too, so they can just grab you. So if you don't have a phone, don't worry, you can still participate. Make sure you find one of them. But the first question is this. What have you been dying to know about Johnny? Now is your chance. So any question, fair game, this is it. What have you been dying to know about Johnny? What is it like being bald? Yes. A very important question. Oh, it's got 2 votes already. What is it like being bald? I mean, I've always wondered that. I don't have that problem myself. Oh, wow. Oh, you guys are really, you know how this voting works. 24. Guys, we have no contenders, only bald? Do we have no? Does he wash his bald head? I actually have never thought about that. Why did he become a youth leader? How did you come to faith? Oh, yeah. How old are you? I know. He's how old is he? That's a great one. Really, really good. Oh, wow. What is it like being bald? Is really. Oh, how did you become a bald driver? This is great. I love it. I love it. I love it. What is it like being bald? I mean, I just wonder where does he live? What's your address? What's your social security number? Love it. Blinded anyone with your head. All right, why wear a hat? Being bald seems awesome. Oh, I love it. I love it. Bald dude. Oh, yeah. Johnny, come on up. Let's talk about your bald head for a second. Let's talk about being bald. Now, what was that? Oh, yeah. All right, so, how did Johnny find redemption? I feel like that's a multi-level question, like redemption and then redemption, the church. But Johnny, the people just, is your beard itchy? I actually have always wondered that. I don't think it's gonna get enough votes though. Okay, wait, can you go type it into an iPad? It's not sending? Oh no. Okay, wait. Ellie, can you help her with it maybe? Okay, cool. All right, Johnny, what's it like being bald? Just describe like the overall experience to us as a bald.
Here it is.
I love it.
It's quite an experience. Yeah, thank you. How are you guys doing out there? Can you see? Like, are you guys good?
Can you?
Yeah.
Have you blinded anybody?
It's an interesting experience. I knew it was coming. My dad's bald, and my grandpa was bald. Everybody's bald in my family, so it was coming for me, Val.
So you learned to be bald from them.
Yeah, I saw the question about like washing my head. Like, I do in fact wash my head. Ladies especially, like how your hair gets greasy when you don't wash it for a while?
Yeah.
Well, all that grease, like I have no hair to take it, so like I gotta wash it off.
Is that true?
Yeah. That's like why bald heads are shiny.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know. Okay, so here's a bald question. Do you use a razor?
Yeah. So like just like a normal face razor I'd use on my head.
Wow. Guys, give it up.
Yeah.
Johnny Fielding.
Gonna put this back on.
Being vulnerable. Coming in with the hard questions. Okay, so you guys figured out how it works? You ready for some real questions? You guys ready to do some real questions? Okay. The first prompt is this. There's going to be a set of 3 prompts, and then there's going to be a 4th prompt, and that's ask me anything, grab bag, go wild, okay? So the first prompt, up on the screen is, why do Christians believe blank? So this is your chance. If you've been coming around here and you hear like Christians are always talking about this stuff, I don't really know why. Or maybe you've grown up in a Christian family and you're like, this is just kind of understood that this is something we believe, but I don't really know why or like where it's at in the Bible or why it's that big of a deal. You can ask it. Now is your chance. So, why do Christians believe blank? You can ask now. Now is your chance. Why do Christians believe? Sometimes we do go through life like coming to youth group, something like midweek, or going to church on Sunday, or like I said, Christian school or Christian family or Christian friends. And they just say stuff that we don't totally know what they're talking about. So this prompt is for you. Why do Christians believe blank? That life would be perfect if Adam and Eve hadn't eaten the apple? Yeah. That all people who commit suicide go to hell. I actually get a lot of questions about suicide, and I think they're really, really important. That's a great one. Tattoos are a sin? Yeah. In Jesus? Yeah. That Satanists are bad? Yeah. Guys, these are great questions. Why are there different types of church? Catholic, Baptist, that sort of stuff. Yes, love it. Why do Christians believe the earth was created in 7 days? Did it say? It was 8 days. The different types of churches. I actually get a lot of questions about different types of churches too, which I think is so good. Really, really good. In baptism. Yeah, I was going to say, it's one of those things that we're always doing in church, but why? Why do we bring a little swimming pool into church? Into the Bible. Why is Christianity the true religion and others aren't? That's a really, really important, great question. In praying. We got some good. Okay, keep typing, and then, in that Mary was a virgin, or how did they know she was? That's a good question. I like whoever asked that one. That's a great one. That God doesn't cause bad things. Yeah. Can God hear your thoughts? Guys, I don't think anyone has ever asked me that one yet. I love that. I love it. That babies go to heaven. Yeah. Oh, guys, all right, let's vote up a couple of these. How are dinosaurs creative if Adam and Eve were the first people on Earth? Yes, I love any question about dinosaurs or dino nuggets. Why do Christians believe that sex before marriage is wrong? Yes. Great, great. And Christian nationalism. Guys, you guys are going for it. I love it. These are some really good ones. Santa is satanic. Wait, what? What? Santa's satanic. All right, let's get some votes. Let's try to get to 20. Let's try to get to 20 for these. Oh, people are making a rise. Rise with the dinosaurs. They're coming. Tattoos are a sin. Oh, this is great. That there's life after death. Okay, you guys have some great ones. All right, let's do the top one. This is a really important one. That Moses parted the sea. Love it. Thank you for adding that one. Let's go with this top one. That all people who commit suicide go to hell. Why do Christians believe or set us straight about it? Johnny, are you going to answer this for us? All right, let's listen up. This is a great one. Thank you for... Oh, and it almost has 20. Will it get 20 by the time he answers? 20. Oh, 21 votes. Awesome. Great job.
Here I am.
Oh, 23.
It's working now.
Perfect. This is a really important question, though, so let's give Johnny our attention for this. This is a great one.
All right, so why do Christians believe that all people who commit suicide go to hell? We don't. That's actually something that the Catholic Church teaches, but we wouldn't say that is true. So we believe here at Redemption, and we believe that the Bible teaches that you are saved by grace through faith, and that's it. So there's nothing that you can do that is going to take away your salvation. There's no sin that's so bad that's going to stop you from being saved, because Jesus' blood on the cross is valuable enough to pay for any sin. So suicide, is it bad? Is it sinful? Yeah. But it's not going to mean that you don't get to go to heaven.
Yeah. Guys, great. Oh, great. Jake, you're going to jump in. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would like to just add on to that real quick. The one like kind of big display of suicide that we see in the Bible is Judas, right? When he betrays Jesus and he goes and he hangs himself in a field. That has to do with the posture of Judas's heart. If we look at Judas and Peter, both of them essentially betray Jesus. Peter says, "Hey Jesus, like I don't know who you are," when people come to ask him about him, and Judas betrays Jesus by selling him out for some money. But God looks at the posture of both of their hearts there. Jesus gives Peter a chance to redeem himself and to be brought back in, and Judas cuts that short by his actions. But it's again looking at where their heart is at. So
yeah. No, I appreciate that. Thank you. Whoever asked that, I appreciate that question. So thank you for asking it. I think it's a really, really important one. And to the other 25 of you who voted for it, awesome. All right, tattoos are a sin. Guys, we're starting with some, I love any beginning when it's suicide and tattoos. So this is great. Who wants to talk about tattoos? That tattoos are a sin. Or are they? Who's going to get it? Ellie, are you going?
I was just saying Johnny's the one who actually has one.
Oh, Johnny. Speak from experience, sir.
Am I
Oh, and gotta hear your, oh, guys, tattoos just, oh, yeah, here we go. We're at the top. Can God hear your thoughts is next. Anyone?
Yeah, here I am. Again. So tattoos are a sin. I have a tattoo. Look at that.
sinner.
I would actually say that I don't believe that it's sinful for us to have tattoos today. That's something that we see in the Old Testament, taught not to put markings on your body. But when we look at the New Testament, Jesus has fulfilled the laws for us. And so as you notice, we don't practice animal sacrifice here, do we? And that's something that's commanded in the Old Testament law. We eat pork. and that's commanded not to do that in the Old Testament law. Like, there's lots of laws in the Old Testament that we don't follow today because Jesus fulfilled the law for us, and so there's, I could go into a deeper explanation if you're interested another time, but there's some laws from the Old Testament that we still follow, and there's some laws that we don't, and tattoos is one of them that we don't follow anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd like to add one more thing. Jesus also calls us to honor our fathers and our mothers. So if your parents are saying like, hey, like please don't get a tattoo like before you're 18 or by this age or at all, like we are called to honor our father and mother in doing that and obeying our parents as well.
Yeah. I think that's a great question. But do you mind if I add a little piece? So I actually wrote a paper on this. So one of the things I think is really important is Johnny was saying that it was talked about in the Old Testament, but in the Old Testament, in that culture, tattooing was associated with like witchcraft and the occult and like things that were evil and against what God wanted for his people. And so I think a principle we can pull out from it is like that God doesn't want us to associate and like with other things that are evil, or something that would identify us with something that is not of him. And so I think that that's a really interesting like principle to still think about today. Yeah. Okay, why are there different types of churches? This is a really good one. And then we're going to go to our next one. So be thinking about your next questions. What do you think? Oh, guys, you stumped them with this one. Why are there different types of church? Guys, this has a whole 19 votes. Let's see if it'll get to 20. 20. Why are there different types? There we go, 2021. Great. Who's up?
Okay.
All right, Ellie, go for it. Girl.
Okay. I will touch on, so Catholic, and then, back in, long time ago, Martin Luther, he was this guy, he was cool. And he kind of like divided like the Catholic Church and the Protestant Church. So we are Protestants. That just means that we believe in Jesus, and that if we just put our faith in him, we are saved. We are saved by grace. We are saved by faith, and that's it. Like that is kind of the like distinction. And then Catholics, they believe in saints. They believe that they believe you can pray to like different saints for different things, and like we don't really believe in that because it's like, well, Jesus is the high priest. We did a series on this, guys. Remember that? Greater than? We did a whole series on this. So yeah, Jesus is higher than a priest. Jesus is higher than a saint. And so like Jesus is just all of that. And like we don't need to pray to saints. We don't need to have a confessional booth because we can just go like directly to Jesus. We kind of like the Protestant side kind of emphasizes the relationship with Jesus more than rather just the religions and just the religiosity and all the traditions and all that kind of stuff.
So ultimately, like, when we look at all of the different kinds of churches, ultimately what the difference is, why they all exist, is because each of them believe something different about how we are to worship God. And so each different, we call them denominations, that are like these different types of churches. So you guys may have seen a Baptist church before, or you may have seen a Episcopal church before, or a Lutheran church, or a Methodist church. Here at Redemption, we're what you call a non-denominational church, which means that we're not a part of a denomination. Now, every single one of those, they believe different things about a bunch of different things. So for example, Ellie talked about Catholic people who, the big difference between us and Catholic people is that Catholic people believe that you have to do good works in order to be saved in addition to your faith in Jesus. Whereas we would say that the Bible clearly teaches that you are saved by grace through faith, and that's it. And so that's one example. Another example would be like the Baptist people. So like Baptists, their big thing is, what does it sound like? Baptism. So they were created because a lot of people, when the Baptists first started, were only practicing baptism for babies, and the Baptists said, no, you should be baptized when you become a believer. So us as non-denominational, we're not part of a denomination. And basically what that means is that we are an independent church. We don't have like a higher body that governs us and tells us what we can and can't do and what we can and can't teach, but instead we are just a solo church.
Well, good questions and good answers, guys. Good work, good work, good work. Okay, are we ready for the second round? You guys ready for round 2? You want to keep going on this one? You want to do the next one? Next one? Okay, listen, we've got 3 rounds left, so we've got time. We're going to get to them. We're going to get to some good ones. You got to vote up some different questions, all right? Let's do the next one. Let's do the next prompt. The next one is, this is my favorite one, honestly. Don't tell anyone it was me who asked, but ... So what are your questions? So I think of this sometimes as like, you know how you have like a neighbor or that one kid at school who like you've been introduced to a number of times, but you can never remember their name? And then you're like, maybe somebody here, and then you're like, it's too far. Like, it's too late. I can't ask them what their name is anymore. Like, I just have to pretend from here on out. So this is kind of the prompt of like, don't tell anyone it was me, but like, I pretend I know what's going on here, but I ask questions like this. Oh, yeah, I'm losing a pet too soon due to moving. How can I move on from that eventually? Yeah, how do I confront mean people without it being the bad guy? Yes, these are great. Don't tell anyone it was me who asked, but ... What have you always wanted to know? And if there's other topics, how can you end sin cycles? Yes, that's a really good one. I'm so glad somebody asked about that. Yeah, these are great. Really, really good. I'll give you a second to think about it. What is, and and if you have one that you want to ask somebody with an iPad, or you want to vote off of that iPad, go ahead and do it. Go ahead. How do I give advice to a friend who gets abused? Oh, guys, thank you for whoever asked that one. That's a great one. And if that is you, and you have a friend like that, I would say if we don't get to that question tonight, to come and talk to one of the leaders about it. They would really love to. If that question doesn't get answered, come and get it answered from one of your leaders tonight, because that's a really important one. I appreciate you asking that. Yeah. Why are there different skin colors? Yes. Great. How do I make sure I don't hurt someone's feelings by being honest, since it may be brutal? Yeah. That's a great one. How do I deal with self-harm thoughts when my parents don't believe in mental health? Yeah. Why did my parents leave? Is dating okay? These are great, guys. These are really, really great. Why is cussing a sin, and how do you stop it? This is a great one. I'm so glad someone asked about that. How can I balance sleep, school, fun, family, friends, and God? It's a lot going on. It's a lot to balance. Why are Christians so judgmental? Whew. I actually do get that question a lot too, and I love it. I think it's really important. What do I do if my friend doesn't believe? Yeah, what if they don't come to church, they don't believe in God? What are you supposed to do then? How do I get closer to God? Yeah. How can I share my faith without being the cringy Christian kid? Yes, what a great question. What a good question. How do I stop people from making fun of me? Guys, these are such great questions. How to stop people bullying me or a friend? Yeah, how do you get people to stop doing that? That is a really hard. Sometimes I try to sound like a better Christian to impress people. Well, you are not the first one. But that's a good one. How do you balance faith and science? How to deal with atheists? Guys, you are crushing it. You are crushing it with these questions. With how do I tell someone I don't want to be friends anymore without being mean? You guys have some really, really good questions about friendship. I hope one of those gets voted up, but that's just my opinion. Why does the Bible say we sinned first? Satan did. Oh, yes. If I've had sex before, will God forgive me? I felt sort of forced, but I never said anything about it. That is another really great question. That if that is you, come and talk to one of the leaders tonight, because I want to make sure that you leave getting the answer to that question, because that's a really important one. How do I say no? Yeah. Guys, these are some great ones. Okay, I want to give you guys like 30 seconds to vote. So if you've been typing in your questions, keep going. You can always handwrite some of them. You can handwrite some of them on the paper if we don't get to them. But I want you guys to take a second and vote. So vote on the ones that you want answered. And then we will start answering them. So, I'm watching the clock. So I said 30 seconds. That was probably about 10 seconds ago. So I'm going to give you another 20 seconds. So we've got just a couple more. Let's get some good votes. Is dating okay? Is making a run for it? How do I? Oh yeah. The one about. Oh guys, you did vote up those top 2. Really, really good. What do I do with self-harm thoughts? There's some really good ones at the top of this list. Okay, another 5 seconds. Put your heads on and vote. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. This is a really serious and a personal question. And so let's listen up to it. Because I know that there's somebody in this room who this affects, but honestly, there's probably more than one person in this room who this affects. Or it might be something that you have to deal with one day. So I think this is a really great question. Who wants to take the first? Who wants to answer it? How do I give advice to a friend who gets abused?
I can answer that. So one thing you guys might know about me is I'm adopted. So I have a birth family that is not my actual family I live with, and through that, being adopted, I also have a birth sister, and she was heavily abused. And I was small, so I don't really remember it, but she does, and because of that, there is some things that has happened to her in the past. How to give advice to a friend who's been abused. One thing is, first of all, pray for that friend and pray for that family, all right? Because what is going on is not good, right? It's not okay. And another thing is you should 100% either contact somebody about that, say, hey, my friend is being abused. They're in if it's an abusive relationship, they don't really have context, but if it's abusive relationship or, if it's family, contact someone about that. I don't know if, Johnny has anybody, even contact Johnny, Yeah. So pray for them, contact somebody, and then just be with that friend, okay? If they need to talk, be with that friend. If they need to rant, listen to that friend. If that person needs a place to stay, open up your house, tell your parents about it, and let that person stay there, okay? So again, if you are the person that answered that question, please come talk to us because we want to help your friend and we want to make sure everything's okay. Yeah, Manny did a really good job with that. I just want to clarify 3 things. Number 1, when he says talk to somebody, the best person to talk to in that situation is probably not your friends. I'd really strongly encourage you guys to go talk to an adult about that, a trusted adult who can get help. And sometimes the response I get to that is well, my friend told me not to tell anybody. I'd be betraying my friend then. But I want you to really consider for a second, what's more serious? That this friend is going to continue to experience abuse, or that you broke their trust to get them help? So do what's right. It's the right thing to go talk to an adult and get them the help so that they can stop experiencing that abuse, even if that means that you aren't friends with them anymore. That's the real loving, caring thing that you can do for them. But yeah, anybody, any adult that you trust, whether that's one of the youth leaders here, or whether that's a teacher or a counselor or a principal at school, those are good people to go to in that situation.
Yeah, those are great answers. Really, really good answers. Yeah, I appreciate whoever asked that. We have another good one. It's a little bit of a similar vein. If I've had sex before, will God forgive me? So it's kind of a 2-parter. I felt sort of forced, but I'd never say anything about it. So maybe we can, let's make sure we talk about both sides of that, even though it's kind of a two-parter in there. Yeah.
Well, first, once we saw this question come up, me and Jake were just like, that's really sad. We're like, that's just like one where you felt forced. Like, I'm really sorry that happened to you, and like that it really just like shouldn't be that way. That shouldn't have happened. But I'm really sorry that it did. And God, like, he has so much love for you. Like, he has so much forgiveness for you because, like, you guys are still, like, young. Like, you already said, like, it was forced. Like, God knows your heart. God knows the heart of the other person who may have forced you, whoever it was. And he has so much love. He has so much forgiveness for you. And you do not need to be filled with shame about that because there are so many people, there are like so many people in the Bible who there was a prostitute in the Bible who helped to house some of the missionaries who were going from like town to town, and like everyone, like, it doesn't matter. This is my whole thing. It doesn't matter what you've done, whether you've had sex, whether you've done something bad. Like, Jesus has so much forgiveness for you. Like, that is the miracle of the gospel, is that it doesn't matter what has been done to you or what you have done. Like, Jesus is full of forgiveness, and that's what he died on the cross for, is for all those horrible moments. Like, he says that once we get to heaven, every tear will be wiped from our face. And there's just so much forgiveness, and God wants the best for you. He's not gonna hold that against you or hold it over your head.
I'd just add on to that. Ellie, talked to this specific example of the person who felt forced to have sex. Like, let's say you get into a situation where you're in a committed relationship and you wanted to have sex and you had sex before marriage. God still has forgiveness for you too. Like, there is no sin that God can't forgive if you have a repentant heart and you come to him and ask for forgiveness, because Jesus' blood is more valuable than anything that we can do.
Yeah. Thanks. Those are really good. Oh, go ahead, Jake.
Is it okay if I tack something on real quick?
Please, of course.
Sexual sin works in a really weird way, in that it makes us feel like so alone in ways and isolated in ways that other sin just doesn't. It makes us feel disconnected from the people around us, like we're the only ones going through this thing. It makes us feel disconnected from God in a way that all other things just seem to not affect us in that way. And that's just not true. Like Ellie and like Johnny have talked about, God is a loving Father that has open arms and wants you to run back to him. And as long as you're returning to him and saying, God, I'm sorry for these choices that I've made in the past. I don't want these things to define me anymore, but I want to choose you moving forward. Then you get to continue to live in a relationship with God. The Bible tells us that when we do that, God separates our sin from us as far as the east is from the west, and he doesn't remember it anymore. So I think that's something that's super important to just have locked in the back of your heads as you move forward and as you grow and as you experience hard things in life.
I'm sorry, one more thought.
Please. No, please.
If you guys, whether it's that you've had sex or you have some sort of other sexual sin, whether it's porn or whatever else it is, sometimes you guys, it can feel embarrassing to talk to somebody about that, but I think it's important too. Especially in a situation like this where it felt forced, that would even be traumatic to bring up, and I get that. But if you don't like deal with that stuff and process that stuff in a healthy way, like it's really going to affect you for the rest of your life. And so we love you guys. We want to like care for you guys, and we want to like walk alongside you guys through all of the hardships that you're going through. And so like come talk to a leader, talk to your parents. Like I know that's embarrassing, but like these are people that care about you and love you and want to help you both in your faith and as a person.
Yeah, it's so good. I was going to say, those things, the things that they're talking about up here are truly some of the reasons why I love following Jesus. I love following Jesus because nobody can deal with the hard things in our life like Jesus can. And no one can bring healing to the things that we're ashamed of or the things in our past that are hard like Jesus can. So, great. Thanks so much. That was great. All right, guys. We've got a couple minutes left. I want to get to our grab bag, so we got to do this next one quick. Are you guys ready for this next one? So this one is a little different than the other two. The next category is, I hear my friends who don't go to church ask questions like, ... I hear my friends who don't go to church ask questions like this. So maybe it's not specifically your question, but maybe it is. What are your friends who, like, maybe they're not religious at all, they know you come to midweek, or they know you go to church, or they know you go hang out with some Christians and stuff like that. What types of questions are they asking? What types of things do they have to say? What is Christianity? How do you know it's true? What is it like? How do you start a relationship with God? Yeah, great. What's it like? What's it like being a Christian? Why do you believe in a fake God if it's literally something you can't see and that you will always go to hell? Yeah. Why did God give my mom mental health problems if it meant she couldn't take care of me? Yeah, those are very real questions. Yeah, why did God make me hate myself? Yes, oh, my heart hurts for whoever asked that question. How do you know God is real? Why do you think he is real? Why do you believe in Jesus? Yes, these are great. Good. Keep asking them. Is God homophobic? Yeah, I was going to say, I'm surprised it took this long to cut a question like that. But yes, that is a good one that comes up. Is it okay to be gay? Yeah. Another one, really, really important questions. How is God real and not a myth? Yeah, what makes it different than all the other myths that we read about? Yeah, what is that like? How do you know he's real? Is church boring? I don't know, Is church boring? Why do you have to act like that now? Oh yeah, like about the rules that Christians believe. What about those? Oh man, all right, we're getting some good we've got a three-way tie for number one. What does God do? Like what does he do all day? One of my favorites in this category, why do you believe in that stupid stuff? Yeah, sometimes people, they'll come at us like that, for sure. Why do you believe in something you can't see and takes pleasure from you? Yeah. One of my favorite questions, how did Mary have a baby if she was a virgin? I know, we gotta know. We need answers. The people need answers. Why is my life terrible if God loves me? Yeah, that's a really good one. Why do you pray? One of my favorites in this category was, does God use furniture? And I'm like, I never thought about that before. I don't know. I'm not sure. Will God accept me? Why is sex bad? Oh, can I be transgender with the emojis? Yes. Oh, there it is. Yep. with all the things. Great. I didn't know you could use all those emojis. That's awesome. Okay, I'm going to give you another 30 seconds. So keep typing them. You got to type and vote at the same time because we got to keep rolling. Oh, number one is it okay to be gay? Why do we die? Whoa. Oh, that's very existential. Do you poop in heaven? I've got thoughts on that, actually. Why do you think I will go to hell if I don't believe? Okay, is it okay to be gay? Let me give you 5 more seconds because we have such a close tie between mental health, transgender, and is it okay to be gay? But these are the questions people are asking, right? These are really important. Oh yes, guys, there's so much activity here at the top. Okay, is it okay to be gay? And I'm also going to throw the transgender one in there. So we're just going to take them both at one. Is that okay? See, I knew it. I knew that one was going to rise. Can I be transgender or can I be gay? Is it okay to be gay?
I've got you real quick. I'll be very 5 seconds, and then Manny's
5
up. I just want to slightly clarify the question so that we can answer a little bit more clearly. Because can you be transgender? Yeah, I mean, I can't stop you. I have no power over you to make that not possible for you. It is possible. I think really what this question is getting after is is this a sin? Do we view this as wrong and disobedient to God?
Yeah, great.
All right, so to answer that question, is being gay a sin? Yes and no. And here, I know you're confused, and here's what I'm trying to get at. So being gay is liking your same gender, all right? So, thank you. So, it's saying if I was gay, I would like a guy, right? And that's being gay is, all right? And that isn't a sin, all right? You can't choose who you are attracted to, all right? It's not like a light switch you can turn on and off, all right? But here's what is a sin. What is a sin is doing what the Bible says is against. And the Bible says that we should not be, one, in a relationship with someone of the same gender, and two, be sexually active with someone of that same gender. All right, now that is a sin.
Yeah, Manny's defining the difference between what we call temptation and sin. So for example, if you are tempted to steal from a grocery store, but you don't do it, was that sinning? No. If you stole something from the grocery store, was that sinning? Yes. Okay. In the same way, if you are gay, that means that you are attracted to the same sex, the same gender. So if you're attracted to the same gender, that means you are tempted in that way. The temptation's not the sin. The acting upon that temptation is where it gets sinful.
Johnny, could you add a word about transgender?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
Cool. No, it's okay.
Did anybody else want to talk about that? Transgender? I can.
Okay.
Do you want to do it?
All right, so is it a sin to be transgender? Yes, and here's why. In Genesis, the first book of the Bible, it talks about how God made us in his image and in his likeness, okay? So God made you, and he made you the gender that you are, all right? I am a male. God made me a male. So if I were to, be a transgender and go into be a woman, all right, I would be rebelling against God and what he has made me. All right, that is a sin.
Yeah, it's ultimately taking God created you, and you're saying God made me wrong. So that's really what is sinful there. God made you with your biological sex, and you're saying God messed up when he made me, which that's not true, guys. God loves you. He made you perfectly, and he Psalm 193, is that the right one? Is that the one I'm thinking of? It talks about how God knitted us together when we were inside of our mother's womb, and he knows us, he created us, and he chose to create you because he thought of you and all of your uniqueness of who you are, and he decided to make you because he loved who you are.
Yeah. That's great.
I think a lot of the time, coming at this from a more psychological standpoint, we find that gender dysmorphia, which is what transgenderism is really about, is often a side effect and a result of other mental health issues that are pre-existing. And those are unfortunate. God did not desire for you to struggle with mental illness. That is a result of the fallen world and just sin kind of pervading and influencing everything that's around us. But But as we do more research on transgenderism and stuff like that, we are finding that it is often a symptom and a result of other pre-existing mental health issues that are already there.
So if somebody here is exploring being transgender or being gay or whatever, what would you say to them?
Yeah, thank you for reminding me of that, because I'm so sorry we missed that.
No, that's okay.
You guys, anybody is welcome here. I hope you guys know that. Like, we love every single one of you, and we want you guys here. Like, I genuinely hope that you know that. Like, and regardless of what sin you're dealing with, recognize that every single person in this room is dealing with sin.
Yeah.
And so if yours is transgenderism and like somebody else is dealing with a different sin, like, we're all dealing with sin, and we're all trying to follow Jesus together and grow closer in relationship with him. So you are absolutely welcome here.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, friends, we are out of time. Are we out of time? We are.
We can take 2 minutes.
Can we take 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Should we have them do like a power round of questions? Okay, guys, this is the Ask Me Anything power round. Are you guys ready? You get like one question apiece, and you got to vote. I'm really going to look at the clock, and I'm going to give a minute and a half, and then we're going to answer the top voted question. Are you guys with me? You ready? So if there is something that you have not had answered that you're like, I must know, this round is for you. Ask anything. It's a total free-for-all. What do you want to know? What do you want to walk away? And make sure it gets answered tonight. Type it in, and let's see. See, you guys had some preloaded ones. I love it. Why is my friend annoying?
Yes, I am an egg.
Why is Johnny an egg? Is Manny Sigma? Yes, see, here we go. Who is the GOAT, LeBron or Michael? Oh, LeBron, for sure. I like my boy best friend, but he likes my best friend. I don't know what to do. Oh no. Why is sex before marriage frowned upon? Do you like hamburgers? Who though? Why is it so difficult to get dark matter in Black Ops 6? Yes, that's important. Which one is better, Stowe or Falls? Wow, someone really is being controversial. Is dating wrong? Okay. Oh, wait, I told you I'd give you a minute and a half. Okay, I'm going to give you 10 more seconds. You guys, is it okay if I'm a furry? What if I'm in love with...
All right, we got to do it.
Okay. Who's the girl? Okay, why is sex before marriage frowned upon? Can you answer that in 30 seconds?
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Wait, tell us Michael or LeBron first.
The what? The what?
Michael Jordan or LeBron James? Who's the GOAT?
Michael Jordan.
No!
All right.
Johnny!
All right.
Let's say it together, Manny.
LeBron James.
All right.
Okay, why is sex before marriage? Guys, we're going to go out on a high note here.
All right.
Okay,
Sex
ready?
before marriage. Why is it bad in negative 10 seconds? All right.
Okay.
Shh. I'm going to be super quick about this. Because we're literally out of time and your parents are waiting for you outside.
We're out.
All right. So in like 10 seconds, here's what's going on. Sex before marriage is wrong because it's not how God designed it to be. So like everything that God has created is designed to be good. So I saw a question earlier that said, why is sex bad? It's not, right? God created sex to be a good thing, but we've twisted it into something he didn't, we twisted it and abused it into something that he doesn't, how he didn't intend for us to use it. And then that's when it becomes sinful. That's when it becomes bad. So any sort of sex outside of marriage is outside of how God created sex to be utilized. So that's the same reason why homosexuality is a sin, because that's not how God intended for sex to be. He designed sex to be between a married man and a married woman together. And so that's it.
That is a good, fast answer. Nice job. Okay, let's have a round of applause for our panelists. They did great. Can I pray for the students?
Yeah.
Do you mind? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to pray for you guys, and then are they done? Or do you want to do announcements? You'll
I'll
finish
let
up?
'em- yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, let me pray. Let me pray real quick for you guys, because we covered a lot of ground tonight. Let me pray. Jesus, I am so grateful for these students and for their honest questions. Thank you, Jesus, that we do not have to be afraid of them. Thank you that no matter what we are struggling with, what's going on inside of our heart, what's going on in our world, in our life, that you care so deeply for. And I thank you for that. I thank you for your forgiveness that you offer to us, the relationship you offer to us, and just your goodness and the abundant life that you offer us. Thank you, Jesus, for that. And Lord, I pray that each one of these students finds that in you, finds the hope that only you offer. So thank you for them. And for those who are dealing with really hard situations, either with their friends or with themselves personally, I just pray that they walk away from here knowing without a shadow of a doubt that the people here love them and understand and they care, and that this is a place that they can talk about those things too. So thank you, Jesus, and it's in your name we pray. Amen.